I know is to be no reason. All 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 I know, and you know, look at what happens. All I know is to be no reason. 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 All I know, and you know, look
Right, what's going on, Conscious Crew? It is your favorite breakdown commentator, CTV. Welcome to another riveting live. I will not be here long with you guys. I have a very, very early morning ahead of me, girl. I'm talking about like I gotta wake up at 6:30 and get the hell up out of here, okay? So I got a lot going on. It's been one hell of a damn day. Shout out to you guys, okay? Because y'all have been making it happen all damn day. This has been a very action-packed as January 1st, now January 2nd of the new year, girl, and it keeps rolling. Before we even get into this commentary, please make sure that you guys thumbs up the video until it is absolutely stuck. All right, you guys already know what we're here to talk about. Make sure that you have your notification bell set to all. Shout out to all of the new subbies. Please share to a friend of 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 a friend. All of that jazz, even though the bulk of our viewers now are actually coming from YouTube, actually recommending and suggesting the platform and doing their freaking part, girl. The girls are screaming. They are screaming, girl. All right. With no further ado, let's go ahead, though, and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, you guys. So we're just going to get straight into this. Happy New Year, everyone. I love you guys. Long time. FYI, for a New Year, girl, if it don't pertain to me and if it don't pertain to the people that I roll with, don't even mention another heathen, another gargoyle, another demon, another disgruntled, obsessive weirdo in my chat. We don't give a damn about nobody being live. We don't give a damn about none of that. Don't bring them whores energy over her. Don't care, honey, because we're working, okay? All right. Now, you guys know that there has been a lot going on. Let me go ahead and pull up an old nasty piece of visual, child. Hold on, because there's been a lot going on, girl. You guys know that T.D Jakes, also known as T.D Jakes, they're also saying, girl, the abbreviation T.D means take dangalang. Okay, girl. T.D Jakes has been getting up out here in these streets ever since Cassie filed her legendary, iconic 35-page lawsuit against Sean P. Diddy, no damn Combs, and accused him of all manners of diabolical, abusive, exploitative, Luciferian, trafficking insanity. All right, the lawsuit was hands down one of the most shocking, appalling, over the top, and insidious lawsuits yet filed, I think, against a musician to date. All right. P. Diddy made the allegations against Michael Jackson look like child's play. All right. Let me go ahead and pull up a visual. Well, as a result of that lawsuit, which you guys know, P. Diddy settled 24 hours later out of court for undisclosed amount. People are saying that Cassie received anywhere between $100 to $300 million as a settlement. Cassie allegedly was going to come forward and write a tell-all, and I guess P. Diddy caught her bluff, or she caught his, I should say, and she went on ahead and filed her lawsuit, and she put the tell-all right in the goddamn lawsuit itself, girl. So it's always there. It will be a part of his history forever, 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 forevermore. Well, as a result of people starting to unpack the Diddy allegations, everything from his relationship to Kim Porter, his relationship to Justin Bieber, to Usher, to Danny Kane, to various artists, became a point of interest, as well as, of course, his relationship to his spiritual mentor, T.D. Jakes, who, as a result of a podcaster who received an anonymous email, stated that Cassie had submitted footage and incriminating evidence over to the feds that also showed T.D. Jakes in very compromising positions. This then opened up a can of worms on T.D. Jakes, whose entire ministry, entire family has became a think piece for the internet. The rumors got so wild, they got so bad, they got so egregious, they went so damn viral that T.D. Jakes not only released one clapback, which was on the Christian Post initially, where he spoke through his PR person, but he even went as far as to addressing the allegation straight from the bottom's house itself, girl. Straight from the potter's house, I mean. Okay? T.D. Jakes must have then realized he acted on impulse, that he had no business using the alleged throne of God, the Most High, to speak about his personal BS that's going on with him as a man. Okay, that should be separate from the pulpit moment. It should be separate from the ministry moment. It should be separate from the kingdom's work, etc. So then he edited out his clapback in his initial sermon, and then every influencer, it didn't matter how big or small, everyone from Larry Reid to Storm Monroe to even influencers who had less than 1,000 subscribers, started receiving strikes on their channels for copyright infringement. And T.D. Jakes was snatching videos down faster than this bird. All right. And I guess this is what T.D. Jakes meant in his clapback sermon when he said, I'm not going to respond now, but when I do, baby, when the Black Santa Claus come to town, baby, okay, what he knew he was going to do was attempt to hit these influencers where he believed they would feel it the most, which is right on their darn platforms, girl. So live streams started coming down, just like Tasha K's credit score, baby. All right. Now, what's interesting about this is when I had did my live stream about Jakes a few days ago, I was actually going to play the sermon like everybody else did. This is before he started issuing out strikes and copyright infringement. And something just kept telling me, something was like, don't. And then something kept telling me to like, hold off on the commentary. I didn't know what was telling me to do that. It was clearly my intuition. So I was listening. And then when I finally decided, okay, I'm going to give my commentary on what's going on with Jakes, then something told me, okay, girl, play the audio. Don't play the visual. So then I played the audio, okay, from two shorts that have broke the sermon down into two freaking parts. So always listen to your inner being, girl. All right. Now, as a result of the deep dives into T.D. Jakes that went on all across TikTok, that was going on all across Facebook and YouTube, various individuals started coming out about T.D. Jakes and making various claims, girl. There's even a male who was at one point an underage boy who had claimed to have been essayed by Jakes. All commentary. Girl, hold on. Let me put up my banner. Let me pull up my banner. Hold on. All right, there it is, girl. All ish stated. Okay, all this is alleged, girl. As Larry said tonight, there is no proof that T.D. Jakes was at any of these freak offs. A lot of the stuff that's being sensationalized right now is baseless. It's factless. It has not been substantiated, especially the stuff around T.D. Jakes being in slings and dressing up as oversized cabbage and getting plumaged and rummaged all in his bunkie hole. You know, there's yet to be said evidence to corroborate those things. However, this has not stopped various people from coming forward claiming to have been once again groomed and SA'd by T.D. Jakes, who have told their stories personally and privately to influencers. Larry has been one of those influencers. I have been one of those influencers. Nosy Bystander as well is out in Texas. She's going to be flying out to Texas if she isn't already there, or she's on her way there to also get up close and personal on a situation connected to Jakes, and she had to go to Texas to see it for herself. All right, there is a lot going on, and there are various people confiding in influencers of all kind about their stories, and every influencer is handling what is being brought to them personally and privately with their own discretion, if you will. All right, now getting back to this man who alleged that he was a teenager when he was SA'd by Jakes, apparently is supposed to be coming forward. He claims that his parents received a payout for their silence, and he's now an adult, and he wants to speak out, and he wants justice for what has happened to him. And he allegedly doesn't even have a relationship to those same parents at this point who took a payout to cover up what was allegedly done to him. Now, you guys may also know or not know another salacious, bald-headed heathen by the name of Wilhelmina Bartholomew McCrae, the 15th girl, who is a washed-up church blogger who has a lace wig that is just as washed up as she is, who claimed that one of T.D. Jakes' bodyguards showed him pictures of T.D. Jakes in very compromising positions. This washed up, bag lace wig wearing church blogger not only alleged that he saw with his own crystallized, carbonized monoxide eyeballs T.D. Jakes in a thong holding a peach cobbler, but he also claimed that T.D. Jakes' security guard claimed that him and Jakes had been in an ongoing sensual affair. Okay? And this bodyguard is still a bodyguard for Jakes to this day. Now, there's a lot of controversy going on around the claim that T.D. Jakes got Polaroids out there, face down, ass up, tooted up in a Cisco thong, holding a homemade Christian peach cobbler girl with the steam coming off the crust in his hands as he is slapping dumb clappers, girl. All right? Then to make matters worse, there was an incident between T.D. Jakes allegedly and another individual. I want to say this guy is supposed to be a stylist, a wardrobe individual for Jakes, if I'm not mistaken. There was a incident on a private jet, and apparently T.D. Jakes had his pilot drop this man off at the next landing strip, even if that was in the Navajo desert, baby, and that this man sent incriminating text messages alleging all type of erotic conspiratory things between Jakes and other pastors, and was threatening to expose him, and that these text messages ended up being routed somehow to T.D. Jakes' wife's iCloud or tablet, which is how the wife allegedly came to know T.D. Jakes T. All right. Well, as a result of this man threatening to expose Jakes and come forward with all of this black religious boule mess, this man ended up disappearing, has been nowhere to be found. This man has no social media presence. There's been no updates about his whereabouts. They cannot confirm whether he is alive or he's been unalived. He's just vanished off the face of the planet. It's being speculated that he received the payout. It's being speculated that maybe even worse things happen, that he may no longer be here, baby. So the rumors have continued to be ongoing and ongoing and ongoing and ongoing and ongoing about Jakes, up until the most recent shocking allegations made by his ex-mentee, Prophet Mannasseh Jordan, who is the son of Archbishop Bernard Jordan, who you also know is the spiritual father of Larry Reid Live, my mentor. All right. Now, Mannasseh not only went forward twice now on his own platform and spoke about grooming in general, grooming in the church, the way grooming is done by men in power, the way that they psychologically triangulate their victims, etc. But he personally also shared details about his own grooming experience, allegedly at the hands of no other than his spiritual mentor at the time, which was T.D. Jakes himself. Now, things got a lot deeper as Mannasseh nuanced his experience to Larry, to the point that he showed Larry some of the text exchanges between him and Jakes. Okay? I'm going to play some of Larry's commentary from tonight, where he provided visual aid corroborating Prophet Mannasseh Jordan's experience. Before we go further, I must give a disclaimer that Prophet Mannasseh has stated that he does not consider himself a victim per se. He is clear about the fact that this was an attempted grooming as far as he's concerned. Things never went to a physical level. He was made to feel uncomfortable because of the advances allegedly made from Jakes towards him, etc. He luckily was able to moonwalk out of the situation before things could escalate, or he find himself in even more compromising positions concerning Jakes once he reached a climactic discomfort. And I'm going to let Larry tell you in his own words his conversation with Prophet Mannasseh and these text messages that he showed tonight. All right. So, of course, this is covered by fair use, but clearly, I don't need a damn fair use, but, fair use for the hell of it. All right. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Hold on, you guys. So please thumbs up, and share, girl. We're working, and we are, in fact, working. All right.
What you mean in the middle of the night that he is texting you? He said, well, I'm talking 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. I said, well, preachers, we stay up. He said, yes, but we don't text each other saying, I love you with emojis and 2:30, 2:40, 3 o'clock in the middle of the night, sending pictures, flexing, and saying, I'm thinking of you with tight shirt on. I said, wait a minute. You just explained to me the reason why the whole church threw Bishop Eddie Long away, because he flexed in a tight shirt and sent it to one of the guys, allegedly. And the narrative around it was this was improper. I said, so say that again. Y'all know me. I'm like, let me see if there's a way I can look at this another way, because the way you saying this look very incriminating. And I said, so did he just text the words, I'm thinking of you, and the other things he texts? Or did it come with a picture? He said, Larry, I don't really want to talk about it. You just look through this. So I'm pulling my phone up like this. And then they got that new feature, you can hit it. And I am snapping away. I'm snapping away because I said, I need to see for myself. And so one of the pictures that I grabbed, you actually can see the timestamp. And you can actually see where he says that I am thinking of you. So let me see if I can grab that right quick.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna grab it as well. You guys should still be able to hear
here we go.
Larry's commentary.
Now, you can't see this, but look right at the top, May the 26th, 2016 at 2:33 a.m. Now, I'm gonna blow this up, but you can see where his hands are in a fist and he's flexing his chest. And when I saw this and then I looked down, he said, I'm thinking of you. At 2:33 a.m., I said, no, wait a minute. Wait. So then I kept snapping. And the first thing that came to my mind, now y'all know how I feel about the whole Eddie Long thing. I ain't 100 on either side. But I looked at that picture. I said, this is like deja vu. What you call it? This is like deja vu. Because that's the same thing Eddie did, flexing, and was in the exact same color shirt. I said, now wait. This cannot be a repeat. So I kept looking. And I said, now, let me look closer. And I saw where he was squeezing his fist flex, and you can see it even in his forearm, and trying to sit his chest up. And said, I'm thinking of you. I said, oh, Lord Jesus. I said, this is.
Now, I just want to add, Jakes is thinking about Prophet Mannasseh in this very dainty, soft pink, 6 sizes too small, polo shirt, trying to convert calories into muscle and bulges. But even more symbolically, he made sure to sit this big old cylinder, big old microphone right there, which has a very healthy girth on it. It's extremely erect. It looks mighty, mighty strong to me. Very stiff microphone you got there, Pastor. And I did not even know that they made microphones this humongous. So I don't know if the bishop is a size queen when it comes to mics. That is, I'm not sure, you know, if this is how he prefers them per se, but I just find the Christian titties compressed in the soft pink polo shirt with all this tension moving through the veins and the bones of the pastor while he conveniently is sitting right in front of this jumbo size microphone, baby, and the bishop got that look in his eyes. Oh yes, indeed, thinking of you. I just wanted to point that out.
The exact same kind of going on, if you want to believe that that's what Eddie Long was doing. If you're going to believe that's what Eddie Long was doing, you can't help but believe that's what Bishop T.D. Jakes was doing. It's the exact same play with young men with muscular bodies. Because I think Eddie's excuse or explanation, let me say explanation, because y'all know I'm not 100 on Eddie, I'm not 100 on the guys. I think the media used both of them, Eddie and the guys. I said, now, but it's the I'm thinking of you at 2:33. And this set the stage for the rest of the text. And I saw other texts. Kendall, you see the other texts in here?
Yes, I do.
No, I'm not putting that up.
Oh.
But it just concerned me. And then somebody sent me this from Tax Lady. And this woman name is Tax Lady from TikTok. And she put Eddie Long's Sunday morning thing up beside T.D. Jakes' Sunday morning thing. It's as if somebody taught the both of them to say the same thing the same way. And you have to listen now to both sides of your head, because I'm going to play both of them side by side. And pay attention to the dates.
Now,
2013,
now I want you guys to see this.
2023. Look.
I want you to know, as I said earlier, I am not a perfect man. But this thing, I'm going to fight. I feel like David against Goliath. But I got got 5 rocks, and I haven't thrown one yet.
Head up, back straight, and preach the unadulterated, infallible word of God. Because that is what the pulpit is for. But there will be a time. I said, this is creepy. Because it's the same kind of moves. And so that is the reason.
It's creepy because it's intentional. Because the same architects that control media, that control who ends up in power, that controls who ends up as influencers, write scripts, address the nation, write all speeches for all of the elected. That's why there are similarities, there are pathologies, there are patterns that are consistent. Also, the enemy only changes forms. It never changes its actual spots. So you're going to be able to see a consistent thread that moves through all needles, the same thread. It's one long thread through all the holes of the needle.
I put Bishop Jakes' name on Mannasseh's video because I knew who he was talking about. I had seen, there's so many texts you got. There's so many. It's years worth of texts. And you see how it's all slanted. I would take a picture of the computer screen. Am I saying that Bishop T.D. Jakes should be thrown away? Hell no. The contributions that this man has made, you cannot.
Now, this is where I'm going to respectfully disagree. I know what Larry means by thrown away. I don't think Jake should be thrown away in that sense, but I think if there's any level of grooming or abuse and abuse of power, manipulation of power, etc., that's going on, that Jake's leadership should be thrown away. If Jake's wants to hypothetically be a man who sleeps with other men, then he needs to go do that, and he has the right to go do that. But to use his clout, to use his prestige as a bishop for self-gain, for self-pleasure, is morally and ethically a severe problem, especially for a man of the cloth whose priority and convictions are supposed to come by way of a very high moral fiber. That's literally the basis of all religious titles and roles, is a very strong moral and ethical compass. Now, all things that are immoral and all things that are unethical are not necessarily criminal. Being an asshole, not a crime. It's morally an issue. Being a narcissistic, arrogant prick, not a crime. It is a morality issue. Being selfish, incompassionate, bigot, not a crime, but are moral issues. Having a high sex drive and an even higher freak number, not a crime. But depending on your role, maybe a moral and ethical conflict. So, like any person, whether it be Bill Clinton, who had to be impeached, held accountable for his crimes, like the attempt to hold Donald Trump accountable for the crimes he committed against allegedly 67 plus while also being on a flight log of Mr. Epstein. These are things that we know are just unacceptable, and the damage is way too high when people in power commit certain acts and offenses. And I am a believer that heavy is the head that wears the crown. I think that the check and balance to power should be more severe penalty and repercussion. With great power should come great responsibility. And the only thing that's going to recalibrate power when it becomes loose, when it becomes unhinged, when it gets lazy, are equivalent consequences and repercussions. If you don't want the accountability that comes with the crown, do not occupy it. You do not get to have immense wealth and power and privilege, but want the consequences that of a layman's man. No, because you're not a layman's man. And the level of devastation is incomparable between that of a single civilian and someone who has nuclear privilege. Who has access to thousands of trusted, naive, and gullible individuals at their disposal. And the only thing that's keeping the community from being a cult is the integrity of the leader. That is a serious power. That is a serious position of influence to possess. The power to change people's lives for the better or for the worse, simply because of who you're being allowed to be. And the fact that you get to convince and command a man to either walk into the light and be healed, or to walk off the edge of a cliff and be no more. we would be a irresponsible society if we allowed such men and women who hold such and yield such powerful wands to not be without the equivalent repercussions and penalties of the recklessness or weaponization of that said privilege. Because once again, the stakes are too high. So with Jakes, if there has been criminality, then he should be held accountable for his crimes. If his crimes are more moral and ethical crimes, to Larry's point, should he be thrown away per se? What I do know is that he should not hold leadership until the man he is in the light is the same man he is in the dark. And I think nobody should occupy privilege or power who is dualistic in nature. You got to pick a side. If you are a person of power and privilege, you do not get the luxury of being dualistic like the everyday man and woman. You don't. That's what you give up to have the crown. And if you're not ready to be that clear in that level of 4K, then you just simply need to be a person. And that's fine. If T.D. Jakes wants to be a damn fur baby for P. Diddy and be dragged around in a damn doggy cage in a damn grocery cart chained up like 4 from the Black Ink crew with a Teletubby helmet on, I'm all for it. But you don't get to do that and be that and yet be in control of other people's morality and sense of morality, and then have the audacity to condemn people doing the things you do in the dark, in the light. You don't get to condemn the freaks of the world if said so things be the case. Now, I'm very futuristic and mystical like Larry. So I understand the dichotomy and the interesting dilemma of the artists and their works. If T.D. Jakes hypothetically was the most grotesque, perverse, wicked man in his personal dealings there was to walk the earth, to Larry's point, Jake's contributions are still that. If his charities still save lives, they saved lives. If the people who studied under him went out into the world and did wonderful things in the earth, they still did just that. If his sermons emboldened, freed, liberated, renewed, and healed somebody, that's what they did. Because as the scriptures say, the gifts are given without repentance. God's rain falls on both the just and the unjust. So even very bad men are capable of very good things. And very good men are capable of very bad things. Gifts are given without repentance. And according to the Christian text, their God has and is of no respects to any persons. So you don't have to throw Jake's contribution as a minister, as a philanthropist away. Because wherever his righteousness was and is, God even used the donkey. Certainly, he can use any and everybody else. So that's that. But I do think that if Jakes has a problem, and let's talk about the problem. Let's pull up these goddamn receipts again. Because some people felt like, okay, that wasn't given, what people thought it was given. I want people to know this is not even all. Okay. Larry's just peeling back the top layer to just let everybody know who thought that his commentary was based off of pure speculation or hearsay, etc. That no. There are a book of receipts that imply and suggest various things and that corroborate the experiences of those people who hold those receipts. Now, I want to ask the people who felt like, well, I don't know. Jake's sending a picture of himself doesn't really imply anything. My question would be, draw it in a bit more personable. If your husband had sent a man you identify as heterosexual, had sent a picture of himself to another man in his life in a pink shirt, flexing, with the simple caption of thinking of you at 2:30 in the morning. Not a screenshot of a football game. Not a screenshot of an old place that they used to traverse when they was running the streets, an old strip joint, a football field, but sent a selfie of himself, not of an environment, not of a location, but a picture of himself. 2:30 in the morning, captioned, "Simply thinking of you." You're telling me that you're not going to call Markeith Rivers to download detective faster than this bitch, because y'all will deem a so-called heterosexual man as GAY for doing far less. Let him have too many facial cleansers. GAY. Let him be a metrosexual and love to get his feet and nails done. GAY. Let him be too pretty. Let those lashes lash a little bit too much. Let those curls curl just a little bit too much. Let that aesthetic be just a little bit too sharp and too crisp. GAY. Y'all have deemed straight men as GAY for far less. And you're going to tell me that a married man who presents as heterosexual is doing nothing of a speculative nature when he is thinking, for one, about another man at 2:30 in the morning in his spirit, first and foremost, but is thinking about him in such a way that wherever he is at 2:30 in the damn morning, he wants to send a selfie of himself in a contoured polo shirt where he believes he's looking his fittest, he's looking his flyest, he's looking his most daintiest, and then has the nerve to be in pink with a jumbo-sized microphone in plain view with a single romantic caption of "thinking of you" at the bottom, bitch, and you gonna tell me that all of a sudden your critical thinking skills don't work, your critical observation skills don't work, that all of a sudden now who you trying to convince that you actually don't see anything curious going on here? That you don't see anything of a subtle nature here? Now, gotta give him this. Can y'all hear me? Oh, because we gonna think about this, baby. Can y'all hear me? Give me a 1 if you can hear me in the chat. Okay. Now let me blow this up. So for those who want to play all of a sudden dumb, for all the people who judge a black man down to the bone and search for every and any little damn reason to side-eye his orientation, who all of a sudden now want to act real deaf, dumb, and stupid, I want you to give me your best explanation For while a married man who should be laying next to his wife, who already has to support a man who has to share himself with the community in which he's called to serve, who is more than deserving of any little bit of residual time and attention she can get from him, is instead sharing her man once again, who would rather be at 2:30 at night thinking about another man who's not his child, and send with his affections, I'm thinking of you, a image of him in a soft pink baby fat polo shirt where he believes he looks his most attractive clearly. And let's be damn honest, the microphone serves two damn dualistic purposes. Not only is it a phallic symbol, and Jakes, being an educated historian, knows all about symbols and subliminal messaging, but that big ass phallic symbol represented as this hard ass microphone also acts as a damn curtain to this big ass belly that he's sucking damn in so tight that he about to break the damn chair he in just to get 60 seconds of a solid flat stomach ass selfie to send to this damn man. Baby, the way the goddamn buttons about to bust off the damn scenes and ricochet against the damn walls like bullets flying at a high velocity, girl. The way them goddamn zippers and buttons came fluing off, looking like Palestine ran through the damn room when it was all said and done, girl. T.D Jakes thought he was clearly looking very edible and appetizing. He ain't never looked this goddamn sucked and vacuumed in his damn life, girl. He done got his damn 27-year-old body back for a moment in this damn picture. And he thought it was important that another man see him in his best as he's letting him know that he's thinking of him. Now, why did those two things have to go together? For all of my dummies in the room, why is it that he couldn't have just sent, I hope you're well, you ran across my mind, would be a so-called more heterosexual and appropriate? Because anybody telling me that T.D Jakes didn't know what the fuck he was doing at 2:30 in the goddamn morning, sending a goddamn picture to Mannasseh, caption, thinking of you, didn't know what the hell he was doing, you a damn fool. Or what a damn fool. A whole damn fool. An entire goddamn fool. This was not an emergency text. This was not even a text that had to happen. If he was thinking of Mannasseh at 2:30, he could have caught him at 12:30 noon. T.D Jakes intentionally left this exchange open to suggestion by planting a very soft and subtle seed. And because Prophet Mannasseh is also very introspective, deeply observant, and educated, he would also be a man who will understand signs and symbols. Because Jakes knows that he's communicating with another man who reads between the lines, because that's what spiritual niggas do. Jake knew exactly who he was getting at, and he knew exactly how much to do for the message to download through. All my women in the chat who utilize their feline energy when they want to be covert yet enticing and inviting and enchanting when it comes to getting the gaze of a man, understands the subtlety of sexual and sensual innuendo. T.D. Jakes is clever because T.D. Jakes knows he's a man of power. He has something to lose, and he's trying to check the temperature here. And what he knows is that he's communicating with a man who is clever and educated enough to even read these small symbols and signs, because that's what prophetic people do. We don't miss anything. Even when we don't address everything, we don't miss anything. The problem ain't the seeing part. The problem sometimes is that we choose to, out of fear sometimes, just out of not even wanting to deal with what is at times, to simply allow whatever to be. But it doesn't mean that we don't see. Ever. We see all. We know all. Jakes could not have sent this message and it have hit the way it needed to hit if it was someone who was less in tune with themselves. He probably would have had to be more overt if it was a dummy, an attractive dummy he was getting at. Because dummies exist on the surface. They don't catch nothing. They always need everything broken down to their ass. They only hear the surface. They only see the surface. They don't realize that there's a whole universe underneath the damn soil. This was subtle. It was soft. It was feminine. It was elusive and alluring. It's what you do when you are checking the temperature. Jakes was checking the temperature. Now the ball was in Mannasseh's court. And if Mannasseh was with the shits, Mannasseh would have said something just as poetic, and that would have equally matched the energy. Such as thinking of you as well. Maybe sent a wink emoji. Maybe even possibly a selfie of himself in bed. Checking the temperature. And because Mannasseh is wide open, he's prophetic, he's spiritual, he understands symbols and signs and subtle energies, he knew immediately what was going on. 2:30 in the morning, thinking of me, no other context. This isn't a text a father would have sent to a son, even if the father would have been thinking of his son. Father damn sure wouldn't have sent a picture of himself in a muscle shirt talking about thinking of you, as if he's texting his wife who's at home because he want her to get that punani hot and ready like a little Caesar's pizza for the beat down when he come through the door. That's not what a brother would have sent to his brother at 2:30 in the morning, thinking of you. Here's a nice, cute, sexy picture of me, thinking of you. This picture doesn't even have like any practical redeeming quality. This text doesn't even have any there's no practicality to it. This text isn't about anything other than a temperature check. It lacks all other practical variable. Tell me what the fuck if he's not checking the temperature, if he's not doing a soft landing, if he's not temperature gauging, what in the hell is he trying to accomplish at 2:30 at night, where he knows is also 2:30 at night for Mannasseh? And he decides to send 3 words and a cute picture of himself with a big jumbo microphone in plain view. Jakes could have took that picture from any other angle. But once again, we're talking about a religious, educated man who knows he's talking to another religious, educated man who understands symbols and signs and who's attempting to communicate subliminally through the subliminal messaging of this jumbo microphone, which is easily on the subconscious mind, a phallic reference, this pink shirt, which implies other or alternative, and this very strategic time of night. It's night and it's 2:30 in the morning. At night, which also symbolize the hours of the freaks, the part of us that becomes in the unseen. The cloakability of nightfall, the security of being our other selves. When we believe we have the padding and the comforting, concealing walls of the nighttime air. The things that we think we can get away with because they are more easily concealable at night. And nobody is going to tell me between the phallic representation as the microphone, the pink shirt as a representation of alternative, the poetic caption that says nothing more than thinking of you, and the fact that Jakes is clearly feeling the fuck out of himself and thinks he is swaggerific and giving daddy vibes to the 10th degree. And you're going to take all that detail. You say, nothing odd going on here. Okay, you a dummy. Use a dummy. Oh, what a damn dummy. Nah. I want to see something else real quick. Here's another one. $10 p.m., 11 o'clock at night. You're awful quiet. How's it going? Bitch, it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm asleep. Did you think? I mean, if I've been awful quiet, you could probably bet your ass I'm damn sure quiet at this time of night. You awfully quiet. 11 o'clock at night. You awfully quiet. 11 o'clock. You awfully quiet. Lock the door, Mannasseh. Lock it, baby. Lock it up. And because the spirit only changes form, but never changes spots, the uncanny, eerie synchronicity between Jakes and his speech, long, and his rebuttal speech, the pictures submitted from the young men who accused Long of grooming them in the same way that, ironically, Mannasseh is alleging to have been attempted grooming. Because the spirit class does what? Changes form, but it never changes its spot. Nah. Some people are going to still be a real big dummy. But we know at this point that's going to be because of what? They're willfully wanting to be a real big dummy. But let me tell you here, we know damn well that there's not one mother-loving woman in this damn chat who would have picked up their man's phone and got the scrolling and saw him sending a picture of him in an ill-fitting shirt with the caption "thinking of you" to another man at 2:33 a.m. and thought absolutely nothing of it. There's not one goddamn woman who would have had the audacity to believe that there is absolutely nothing going on here. Not nothing. That's just apparently what men do at 2:30 at night when they should be cozied up with their eggplant softly lodged against the backside of their woman. And while you thought at 2:30 he was around there playing video games and just suffering from insomnia, what you didn't know is that his ass was sexually frustrated because who he been wanting to smash and has yet to been able to do so, he busy trying to come on to at 2:30 at night because that tension got his ass tight. Would you appreciate it if your man was somewhere 2:30 at night with his real big old self? And instead of texting you, baby, I'm thinking of you. I'm missing you. I can't wait to see you. He texting another grown ass nigga. Of himself squeezed into a 7-year-old's polo shirt, talking about I'm thinking of you. I want y'all to really just put, I want y'all to really simulate that experience in your mind to the best of your physical ability. I want you to think of your man's homeboy. And I want you to imagine you picking up your man's phone and finding that he was texting that nigga a picture of himself in a pink muscle shirt with the caption "thinking of you" at 2:30 in the morning. Yeah. Moving along. long.
Come on. But what I am saying is that you and I can love Bishop T.D. Jakes and at the same time say what the hell we think or call out a wrong thing. And that's the reason why I have a question mark over the reason why Sarah Jakes snatched the parental rights from her ex as relates to the child. I have a question mark why Cora Jakes has snatched parental rights from other children's parents and calling them hers and won't let the kids see the mom. I don't understand why a thinking person won't ask questions. I'm not telling you to believe lies, because what they're saying on Tough TV and everywhere, what Mace said, what Mace is saying, they don't have no proof. But we are very clear of the greed of the Jakes family. It should be the Takes family. Bishop T.D. Takes, Cora Takes. We're clear on these things. But these other matters that people are discussing on their YouTubes, don't y'all drink that stuff down. Do me a favor and don't even watch.
Now, to make matters damn worse, some people saying that the goddamn wife is a damn lint liquor. Somebody was in my previous chat saying that she need to come out the damn closet. Now, I don't know about all that. I don't know. What the situation going on over there. But they saying that the damn wife like to chew on carpet. That she like to mow the lawn. Now, they ain't provide no context. And that ain't the first time that I've heard that. It's not uncommon for queer people who have been deeply, deeply religiousized and traumatized with religious shame to then, in a attempt to appease society and their families and God, to marry one another so that they don't have to burn up in the flames of homosexual passions. There are plenty of lesbian and gay men married and present themselves as heterosexual couples. Yep, mutual beards to one another. All because of the religious programming. Around the topic of sexuality. Even going as far as to procreate, have children and all. It's more common than you think.
If it's not supported, do not mess in my mind dropping seeds about people. Because then when I see them, they're going to have to outlive, outtalk, outwork the lie that you planted in my head. And that's not fair. My name is Reid, and I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. I got other stuff I got to go do. I'll come back.
Now, Larry, let it be known, girl, that this ain't all of it. He just letting it be known that they're sitting on substance. Unlike those who are defending Jakes, who don't have any proof of his innocence, and unlike those who are making the claims that they're making about Jake's faults, sins, alleged behaviors and crimes without proof. And I'm glad that Larry cleared up what he has never done, as much as people would like him to be guilty of what they think in their mind he's done. He's never said that Jakes was at a Diddy party. Always stated that there was no proof. But whatever the hell he has alluded to, whatever he has stated and claimed, is sitting on circumstantial evidence to support those things. And the other things that are being said, he's clear about calling them allegations. This is according to. And I'm glad that Larry is also clear and integral enough to require those who are making claims without evidence to take some real substantial leaps to legitimize their plights. Go file your claims. Go take up your civil suits. Including those who are claiming to have been misled by the Jordans. Where's your proof? File your suits, because a narrative is just that, a narrative. In this day of misinformation, yeah, the due diligence is one hell of a due processing, baby, to filter through what's alleged, what's being corroborated, and what's explicitly proven. Now, this is the court of public opinion, so all due processing is going to be done raggedy as hell here. Social media is a mixed bag of nuts filled with a bunch of people with their own agendas who operate at various levels of intentionality. Some people don't give a damn. It's a hot story. They want a trend. They want their Google AdSense. They want to click in a view. They don't give a damn which way the pendulum swings, etc. And they're going to say anything out of their damn mouth. Unfortunately, the internet is unregulated. So all content creators ultimately occupy the same office space, even though content creators are not all the same. But the more integral and clear you operate as an influencer, then that's your best bet at separating yourself from the fuck shit. This thing with Jake seems like it's going to get real deep. I foresee Jake's applying lawsuits, especially if victims do not step into the light, and if they do not legitimize their case by taking up their claim directly with Jakes. What Jakes is going to do then is come for the influencers who perpetuated these things. And this is where speaking clearly comes into play at, like what Larry did. Because as pissed as Jakes may be at Larry, or as agitated as he may be with Larry, because Larry has been through this, because Larry has been sued, because Larry has went through coming onto this platform, not necessarily knowing how to do this effectively, and his own lived experiences being trial and error for him, he's very clear about the way he needs to speak. Now, Jakes can still file frivolous lawsuits against people that he won't be able to truly hold accountable. There are things called frivolous lawsuits. I hope that every other content creator is speaking clearly, because if Jakes was as committed as he was to sending out 50,000 copyright infringements, this is damn sure the level of petty. This is damn sure the level of agitation. This is damn sure the level of y'all got me fucked up that is easily going to turn into dozens of lawsuits. And Jake's got the resources to do so. So I hope that these accusers understand that they are also putting influencers in the line of fire. I hope that influencers understand that these people, especially if they don't have proof, are accusers at best, not necessarily victims, but accusers. The burden is on them to legitimize their accusations, but they are accusations. Tanya says, of course, T.D. Jakes is coming for influencers. He had my whole petition knocked off Thursday. Oh, T.D. Jakes is big mad. Big mad. T.D. Jakes, it all looks tore up from his end. His family is a wreck. Cora is a wreck. His sons, Cora's husband. It's like it's so much legit smoke there that I think that that's what makes people also lean into or being more susceptible to or more open to these accusations made about Jakes, because so much of what is going on in his life is fucked up. Your son was caught in the park trying to get ass and solicit sex. Your daughter stripped another woman of her parental rights and robbed her cradle. The man she brought that child that wasn't hers into the home of is locked up for sexually assaulting one of the children. Everything is fucked up. And that's why so many people are willing to entertain these alternative narratives of, we're going to do a whole expose. Yeah, we're going to get into some things. We're going to come back later today and get into all this, but let me see if I can pull up something for you guys who haven't heard of these things. Let me see. I got so many tabs open on my damn. Oh, here it is. Let me make sure that this page is clean. Okay, yeah, it's clean. Make sure everything good on here. Okay. Hold on, let me make sure. Ferguson. Okay. Okay. Son of T.D. Jakes arrested for indecent exposure. Jakes St. Louis event canceled. While Jakes, pastor of the Potter's House Mega Ministry, has cited scheduling conflicts for the cancellation of his St. Louis speaking engagement next Friday at the Chaffetz Arena, but some are speculating that the release of information concerning his son's arrest may have led to his decision. Jermaine Jakes faces a charge of indecent exposure related to an incident in a southern Dallas park last month, Dallas police said. Jermaine Jakes, 29, is accused of exposing himself in front of an undercover Dallas police vice detective at Keys Park, near West Keys Boulevard and Southampton Road, on the night of January the 3rd, police said. According to Dallas Police Department arrest warrant affidavit, Jakes exposed himself to two undercover vice detectives at Keys Park. The affidavit says that Jakes walked up to one of the detectives at the park with his pants unzipped. Jakes then began to masturbate while making eye contact with the detective, according to the affidavit. The detectives arrested Jakes on a charge of indecent exposure. He was detained at the scene and released. Faith Johnson, Jermaine Jakes' attorney, said in a written statement yesterday evening, "We are aware of potential allegations involving Jermaine Jakes and are undertaking our own investigation of these allegations at this time, given an apparent government investigation. We have no further comment at this time." This morning, Sheriff's Department spokeswoman Kimberly Leach and Jermaine Jakes surrendered to law enforcement authorities earlier in the day. Jakes turned himself in at a local jail, Leach said, but she did not know which jail. Yet, he don't fool up with them freaks. Baby, they're right in your damn family. The freaks under your damn roof. And people are deeply speculating about whether you the head freak in damn charge. It's bad everywhere in Jake's life. But I'm going to give a fair commentary when we get into all of this. We will explore the critic side. We will explore Jake's innocence. We'll do all that. Now I got to get up out of here because I've already been here too damn long. So I love you guys. Shout out to Larry Reid for showing these whores how it's done, how you cover a story, how you differentiate and narrate various information that comes to you, being intentional when and how you speak. And once again, the whole Kraken hasn't even been released. Trust me when I tell you. I'll see you guys later on in the day. Stay blessed. Let me know what you think about the still images that Larry was able to gather from Prophet Mannasseh, who used to be a ex-mentee of Jakes, and Manasseh's confirming to Larry that Jakes is the person who attempted to groom him, and that there are text upon text upon text upon text upon text that unfortunately look as uncomfortable as the ones that we saw here tonight. This was only a snapshot. Good night, Sinboo. Be blessed. I love you all. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll check you guys later.